so disturbing, the things we talk about off the air. 81 degrees now in Roanoke and Salem. 81 degrees at 8 a.m.
Yeah, that's crazy.
79 in Danville, 81 in pretty much everywhere else. It's 81 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. It's going to be an indoor day today.
Well, I'm going to give you ladies a choice, and I will break the vote since there's two of you and one of me.
Yes.
We can either do Kamala Harris. Favorability rating is tanking. We can do Peter Doocy, one of the only real journalists out there.
Left.
Confronting Joe Biden on a few things. Those are the two stories we can play some audio.
You got a preference? Oh, let's do Kamala tanking. Want to?
Can she tank from where she was before?
Well, not in our eyes.
Actually, she's below the tank.
But I feel like her approval has not been phenomenal.
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah, true.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this is Kamala Harris. She's telling you what she's doing. There's a little bit of noise in the background. That's just the recording. What she's doing when it comes to the border.
After taking a leadership role on root causes, the actual root causes, invest in the root causes, the overall issue, which is root causes, on the root causes. You can't just react to a problem without solving it at its roots.
Well, there you go. Root causes. A record number of illegal immigrants are making their way into the U.S. But don't worry. As you saw, our border czar is finally getting to the bottom of those root causes. Today, Vice President Harris unveiled her 5-point plan to combat the crisis. Of course, no mention of securing our border because that would have required 6 points and there just wasn't any room. No, Kamala believes a social justice overhaul is the answer. She wants to throw money at the Northern Triangle to win hearts and minds and address issues like economic insecurity and inequality, and that, of course, is insulting to those nations, but whatever. Meanwhile, reports are Joe Biden will be meeting with a group of senators to discuss an amnesty plan. So they are very, very busy, obviously. Joining me now, Chris Stiegel, radio and podcast host of The Chris Stiegel Show. I know you recently spoke with former head of ICE. What's your take on this?
He informed me that we're already to something like 1 million in the fiscal year of folks that in this pandemic have illegally crossed this border. You know, Victor Davis Hanson, our colleague, said we're probably on pace at this clip, maybe 2 million annually. Wow. That's small, that's large metropolitan cities crossing the border illegally. Not a one of them, said the former ICE director, vaccinated. And not that I expect our ICE officials and our border officials to vaccinate. They're not doctors, for heaven's sakes. But Democrats aren't insisting on those folks being vaccinated, which makes this all a joke. We continue to read these ridiculous stories in the Daily Beast and Politico about Branson, Missouri, or Lake of the Ozarks as these hot spots. We're not dumb. I'm from Missouri, the show me state, and show me what you're doing about the border, which is zip. Millions of people unvaccinated, as you said, seated all over the country, and we're the problem? We're the ones that need to be punished?
So there you go. Kamala going after the roots.
Oh, yeah. The root problem, the root problem, the root problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's taking care of the roots, all right. We know the ones in her hair.
We have a root problem, and we need to weed you out of Washington. That's what we need to do from the roots. Yeah, I'm not surprised, though. Is anybody surprised by this?
How's the old saying? An act of futility, or is that how the phrase goes? Something. It's just futile. I mean, she is like playing in the wrong, playground right now. She should be talking about the border. And, the root issues was her thing. I don't know. One of her people probably came up with, you're going to address the root issues, Kamala. And we're going to send you down there and you're going to insult the Guatemalan president and, do the things that she did when she was down there. It's like, come on. It's just, it's futile. When you're looking at, and the gentleman said right in there, we're talking about a surge in COVID cases, and we've got literally, by the end of the year, 2 million plus probably will come over the border. How many of those were infected? Mm-hmm. So you're spreading COVID all over the country. And our military is delivering these people in planes. They were, as we stated yesterday on the show, they were being bussed. But they stop the buses because they can track the buses, and they say they, as in people that are looking for this kind of stuff, the people that are doing their jobs as journalists. But, we're sending them all over the place.
Right.
Spreading COVID that way. But then you have to wear a mask or you have to be vaccinated or you get shunned. It's just insanity.
Yeah, for sure. That's just the way that's just kind of where we are right now. I'm not surprised that her ratings are tanking, though.
Right.
I mean, what are they saying Biden's ratings are right now?
He is a little bit, I think, above her. Her unfavorable is higher than his. I think she's at 47 and he's at unfavorable at about 43. So she's beating him in that way. You know, she's doing a good job there. So I just don't think people that have any understanding of what's going on at the border are saying this is a joke, because it is, I believe.
Well, let's see. Rasmussen reports this week say that the president's approval rating is underwater.
Okay.
An all-time low, 46%.
Right.
His disapproval is at 52%.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the one I saw on TV showed Kamala's higher than his. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what hers is, but
Right.
but that's what as of a day ago, that's what they were saying.
Okay.
His were. I can't imagine that hers would be any higher.
Yeah.
Although, you really don't have? I don't remember even seeing approval ratings for Pence.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It depends. After January 6th, it'd be interesting to know where his numbers are. We've got Al on the line. Good morning.
Hey, guys. Hey, I was just going to ask y'all a question about that museum, but
Yeah.
first I wanted to see, did y'all see that Biden apparently he's driven an 18-wheeler before?
Oh, you weren't listening earlier. We had a
Yeah.
song and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, big.
Ain't that cool? Yeah.
Big wheels rolling.
I come in a little bit later this morning, but yeah, that's awesome. But I mean, you know, I'm glad he's a truck driver. Another one of his lies that he tells.
Well, can't you? But don't
I
you
mean,
feel?
you know,
Don't you bond with him
nobody
now?
fact checks him.
Well, true.
Is anybody fact checking Biden?
Yeah.
Well, somebody did on that. I think it was called, they called the White House on that one.
Yeah, Fox News said, you know, he said he drove an 18-wheeler. The White House responded, well, he rode in an 18-wheeler.
Right, in the 70s.
In the 70s. I mean, that was their response.
Yeah.
I mean...
did he ride with Cletus Snow, or what did he do?
Hey, I flew in a plane once, but I haven't flown a plane.
Right.
So...
Hey, you wanted to say something
Well,
about...
I stayed at a Holiday Inn Select, so
Right.
So you owned a Holiday Inn? Is that what you're saying?
Wow. Can I get some cheap...
Yeah, like Chevy Chase and Vacation. I owned a series of hotels, you know.
Right.
But,
That's exactly
anyway,
right.
I just wanted to...
Craziness.
I just wanted to say, that museum, can y'all put it on y'all's Facebook page or whatever, where the wine festival is and the hours to the place? Because like I said, I've driven by that place a million times too and wanted to go in there. And it's like, what is this
Oh,
about?
it's really, it's beautiful. And they're having an event tonight, 6 to 9. So.
Yeah, I might have to check that out. But I mean, I'm going to Gross's Orchard tomorrow for a car show on my Firebird, so I might ride down 43 and check that out.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're open on Saturday or
They are.
whatnot. But
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I might have to check that out after the car show. 43 is a great road for Firebird, but
Yeah.
Well, we'll put it up on our Facebook page so you can access all that.
Yeah, you know, and keep
Alrighty.
try to abide by the speed limit on 43 there,
yes,
Alan,
please.
all right?
That's right. We don't want
try
Barney
to.
pulling you over.
Hey, listen to your radio because we're going to play that little soundbite for you if you missed it in the first hour.
Big wheels rolling, moving on.
You're not going to believe.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, and anyway.
And if we
I
don't
used to drive an 18-wheeler, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish
yeah? That's
I got
awesome.
to.
Big wheels rolling. Big wheels.
Yeah, he's rolling on down the highway.
And do you think that one person was like, oh, okay, time to move along now? That's kind of what that sounded like.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
He's a rolling down that road there, El Presidente. Truck driver.
He's rolling somewhere.
Got a CDL license and everything.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't really mean it. Come on, man.
You can always tell when he's heading down, though, and he's getting ready to lie.
This is true.
You know how you can tell?
He pauses. He makes a few phrases. Or his
mouth's open. That's how you know he's lying. That's what my mom used to say with some people. Janet, this is how you know they're lying. Their mouth's open.
Yep.
That's how you know. We'll be back with another Friday Funny on the way. You're listening to The Morning Jam on the Virginia Talk Radio Network.
The Morning Jam with Janet Rose and Mark Lamb.
Good day, folks. This is Gary with Green Energy Management. Mark, I have one of our customers, our friendly weatherman, Matt Ferguson. We put our product in his house a couple months ago. He was hot, and he sent me this message. Not only is he cooler, but won't you read this message he said?
He says, my power bill from June last year was $188. This year it's $144.
Ding. That's not Gary saying that. This is your friendly weatherman. So all of you folks out there with this 90-degree weather, I know you're burning up. For $1,600, $1,700 on average, you can eliminate that and you can save this kind of money that Matt's saving. Now, all you have to do is call 434-546-0152. That's 434-546-0152. Y'all have a good day.
At Specialty Exterminating, meeting industry standards just isn't enough. We strive to go above and beyond industry standards to make sure you, our customer, gets the best job possible. At Specialty Exterminating, above and beyond means educating you on what it takes to be a pest prevention partner. Having serviced the greater Lynchburg area since 1979, there's a lot of insight we're ready to share, so we can work together for pest control, bed bug, mosquito, and even wildlife assistance. Specialty Exterminating, your pest prevention partner since 1979.
Insane Radio Deals has never offered a deal like this. We've partnered with T4 Tactics to offer 2 amazing deals just for our listeners. T4 Tactics is hosting concealed permit classes, 2 hours in a classroom and 1 hour on the range. An $89 value can be yours for only $45. Or take their 2-hour pepper spray workshops. A $35 value, only $18. A limited number of spaces are available, so claim yours before they're gone. Only at InsaneRadioDeals.com.
My doctor told me I have low testosterone. I said, how low? He said, you can start shopping at Ann Taylor. One night, a woman my age approached me after a show and said, you got something against being a woman? I said, no, ma'am. In fact, I'd like to go through menopause just to see if it'll make my voice as deep as yours.
Oh, my. That was a good answer. This guy looks exactly like Jane Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he looks like. And at one point in the set, he said, a woman came up and said, "Do people ever tell you look like Jane Lynch?" And he's like, actually, no. Most people are more polite than that. They just think it because he knows he looks like Jane Lynch. But anyway,
oh Lord,
we've got some more from him coming up before the show is through today.
It's 8:20 on the Morning Jam. It's our Friday edition. If you missed the interview we did with Mike Hudson from Avoca Museum, you can go back and check it out on our SoundCloud page, and you can go to SoundCloud and just type in The Morning Jam on VTRN, The Morning Jam on VTRN, and just and then you can put 7:30 and it'll pop up today's show. All 3 hours we'll have our 5 and Dine up there as well. So there you go.
So we've got a few texts that we're going to go over, and then we're going to take a look at some of the events that are going on. Kayla's going to check that out in just a few minutes. Okay. So we have this in. It says, when is someone going to sue the Biden administration for contributing to the spread of COVID by depositing infected illegals across the nation? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It says, Jay says, what frosts me is you've got an Attorney General of the United States not letting the people of Texas protect themselves against this freaking invasion.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's true. Steve says, illegals will get a totally free ride in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
If I lived there, I would sneak across the border too. Well, you can't, can't deny that. And then somebody says, you mean 2 million new Democratic voters. So had a lot of responding. Bear said he got a letter from the VA.
Right.
Thanking me for my service.
Okay.
Asking me to serve our nation again by getting vaccinated.
Wow. That's
one way to approach it.
Equating the two. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're serving Biden's end goal there to get us, 70%. So.
Wow. All
yeah.
righty.
Well, if the politicians wouldn't have, made it so cloudy out there, it'd be a little easier for folks to maybe make a decision.
Well,
talk to your doctor. That's what we've always said.
It shouldn't even be a political decision.
Yeah.
You do need to talk to your doctor. Talk to someone that you trust. That's not your friend on Facebook who thinks they have all the answers, but an actual, doctor. Talk to them.
You can't trust Facebook anymore. I've gotten 3 different people that have instant messaged me, and it really wasn't them. They had their Facebook hacked. Next thing you know, they're trying to sell me something.
I'm pretty sure that that Facebook is eavesdropping on this show. Because I'm getting really weird things like, here's an event we think you might be interested in, and it's like donuts.
Wait a minute.
I think they think I'm you.
Oh.
I sent you that yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
Like here's an event you might be interested in.
Yeah, you circled it and screenshot it and sent it to me.
I was like, hello, obviously this was for you.
Well, the thing is our phones, if they're on, they are listening. It's for real. I'm telling you. I've had people say, I started talking about maybe buying a new Dodge truck. This was a friend of mine. And he said, next thing you know, up on my threads for Facebook, there's advertisements for Dodge trucks. I mean, they're listening. They are listening.
And we even tested that at the other radio station. The engineers would test stuff like that.
Right.
And they believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what's his name?
And I'm telling you,
put a piece of tape over his camera for a reason.
The only reason I would be getting anything thinking I would be interested in a donut event is because of you.
Yeah, it was Mama Crockett's, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. So
Mama Crockett's is listening.
Yeah, it was donuts that was the big topic.
Yeah.
That and the some type of chip or something that you wanted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's my life.
I know.
Chips and donuts. I mean,
what else?
Come on.
Is
what
there?
else do you need?
Hey, well, guys, it is Friday, and there's a lot going on this weekend throughout our listening area. Kaylee's always so great about keeping up with that and letting us know about it. Kaylee, what you got for this weekend?
There's a lot to do this weekend in Roanoke, Lynchburg, and the surrounding areas. In Roanoke, we have the Carbecue Summer Concert Series, and an installment of that will happen tonight from 5:30 to 8. Live music by Fuzzy Logic and food from Chef Clater's Dream on a Plate food truck, which sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Open car
That's
show.
That's a big promise, though.
Yeah, it is.
Dream on a plate.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless if it's a bad dream about food.
Right.
Oh, true. Good point. Touche.
They have an open car show there, a 50-50 raffle, food and beverages. And then also Colt Ford, country artist, is performing at the Dr. Pepper Park tonight. Gates open at 6. Tickets range from $20 to $99 depending on where you want to sit and are available online. Silklands Farms in Christiansburg is in the midst of their first annual Sunflower Festival, which has been happening since the 21st, Thursday to Sunday, so just a weekend thing. It runs through the 21st to August 8th, again, just Thursday to Sunday, so go ahead and check that out if you're into flower fields and things like that. In Lynchburg, we have Friday Cheers at 5th and Federal with Tony Cam and the Funk All-Stars tonight. Gates open at 6, show starts at 7. There is a community yard sale tomorrow morning for the Helping Hands Ministry of Amherst County, taking place at the Madison Heights Baptist Church from 7:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Always wondered why yard sales were so early, but that's the thing. So the finals of the Homegrown Talent Competition. The lucky 7 finalists will compete for a grand prize of $1,000 at the Lynchburg College. $15 to get in. That is taking place tomorrow at 7:30, so it should be interesting. Some talent from around here competing to take home the grand prize. In Farmville, there is Tunes on the Patio at the Cellar featuring Deborah Lusky, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Virginia Tasting Cellar, wine tasting, tomorrow from 4 to 7. So there's a lot going on. Really cool events this weekend.
I like it.
You were saying you didn't know why yard sales are so early.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a yard sale?
Yes, every year.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Did people show
let
up
me
the
tell
day
you,
before?
as the child in the situation,
Yeah.
it was it was like one of those things every year where mom was getting ready for the yard sale for like a couple weeks leading up to it, and then the morning of the yard sale, it would be a Saturday,
Right.
and people would be there at like 6 by 6.
Exactly.
I am not generally a morning person.
You can put 10 o'clock
yeah,
all day long.
and we would be
You can
enlisted.
put no
yeah,
early birds.
and they would be there,
It's a different class of monkey right
especially
there.
the Mennonites.
What?
No, different class of monkeys.
It is
Right.
truly.
No,
it is.
yeah.
And they're ready. And so we would have to run down there at whenever they would get there, we would hear them outside and be like, oh, gosh.
Yeah. I mean, there's somebody out there at 4 a.m. trying to talk you down to a quarter off that 50-cent item.
Right.
I can't do yard sales.
Well,
Can't do it.
No.
Same
Can't
thing
do it.
happens at the flea market.
Oh,
I
no,
mean-
no. That's even worse. They will they're like locusts coming
Oh,
up
yeah.
on, if you're in a truck, they're like, I could not believe the first time I went to a flea market.
Yeah.
And people are crawling up on your vehicle,
Right.
going through your things.
Right.
Before and I was like,
Yeah, you're barely out of the truck.
Oh no, this is not. I mean, I went into Mama Jan very quickly.
Did you?
No.
It's the other.
No,
Down.
down.
It's the other sellers. A lot of
sir,
times.
and or madam,
Yeah.
off.
The other sellers are looking through your stuff because they're going to buy it cheap and then turn around and make
That's
20
exactly
or 30%.
That's exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not. I'm not very good at that. I'm not good at yard selling or flea marketing. Apparently,
Well, Mountain Man was very good to me.
Mountain Man?
Yeah, he looked like a mountain man. He's like 6'5", just big
Oh,
beard.
okay.
He came and bought all kinds of stuff off of me. Oh my gosh, it was great. I mean, I feel like if I'm getting close to my selling price, hey, you can. I mean, when I unload it, we will unload it off my truck right into yours. Let's do it. And every now and then I see Mountain Man. We became regulars there for a little while. We were
okay,
trying to get out of
right.
debt. Man,
I remember that.
I had a business, all kinds of stuff left over, tools.
I think I still have a roaster that I bought from you. I'm
Do
pretty
you?
sure. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure that I
wow.
do.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's
never
amazing.
been used.
And you would go to the bathroom, me being my husband. I mean, I am the husband here. I'd go to the bathroom and I'd come back and there'd be 3 or 4 things gone. I said, what happened? What was that? Did you sell it? Yes, and don't ask me what I got for it. Just move on because there's a lot more stuff that I don't want to take home today.
Yeah, she's my sister
Oh my
from another
gosh.
mister.
You should have seen what she did to my father-in-law. It was amazing. I mean, my father-in-law, you talking about somebody who has a grip on something. I hold on to things loosely somewhat. He's got a death grip on his stuff. He will bring it up from Florida and take it back to Florida because he didn't sell it at the flea market.
Oh, my gosh.
My wife started going with him and said, Dad, you're not taking this stuff back to Florida. I'm coming.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Go get a cup of coffee, and I will unload half of this truck before you get back.
And don't ask any questions.
Yeah, ask for a biscuit, and I can get rid of 3/4 of it. You know?
That's right.
It's just hilarious.
Yes, just don't ask any questions.
Right.
It'll all be fine. Oh, my goodness. I got to love it.
Yeah.
You just got to love it. All right, coming up, we've got the stories impacting you in Lynchburg and Roanoke and on the south side. We'll have some more Friday funnies as we work through this Friday together. I'm Janet Rose.
I'm Mark Lamb, and that is Kaylee Hammer on the other side. I have an UFO story to bring you. Yeah, see
I'm
if I
ready.
can find some music for that.
CBS News Brief. A newly leaked CDC report says the Delta variant spreads as quickly as chickenpox and causes severe sickness. As cases climb, President Biden is urging states and local governments to offer $100 to anyone who gets vaccinated against COVID. CBS's Laura Podesta.
There are about 100 million unvaccinated people who are eligible to get inoculated. Experts blame the surge in cases on the more contagious Delta variant.
These two fans have a plan to protect themselves at the Lollapalooza Music Festival in Chicago.
We have our N95 masks ready, so we're going to try and be front row for at least 2 artists, but otherwise we're not trying to be mingling too much, not sharing drinks.
Huge loss for the world's top tennis player Novak Djokovic at the Olympics. He went down in the semis to Alexander Zverev. CBS's Steve Futterman.
Djokovic was going for a golden slam, trying to win all 4 Grand Slam events in the same year, plus capture the Olympic gold in singles.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Good morning. This is Kimberly McBroom in the WDBJ 7 newsroom with your Virginia Talk Radio Network news update. A man is in custody after the Bedford County Sheriff's Office searched a home at Difficult Creek Road in Bedford. Police were looking for Roger Gray for charges out of Franklin County. Deputies say stolen tractors were found on his property. Gray was arrested for various charges, including possession of stolen property and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. In the Bedford County School Board meeting, board officials discussed plans for COVID-19 health and safety strategies. They decided to let parents determine if their child wears a mask at school. And Governor Northam is encouraging Virginians to follow the CDC's latest guidelines on mask wearing. Northam says the state will not reenact a mask mandate. Instead, he's asking all Virginians to wear a mask indoors in public while in areas of substantial to high COVID transmission. I'm Kimberly McBroom. Join me for WDBJ 7 Morning from 4:30 until 7 every weekday morning. And join us from 7 to 9 on WZBJ 24.
Hi, I'm Sherry Brady with Apex Home Loans. With all the talk about today's low interest rates, you may have wondered whether now might be a good time for you to refinance your home loan. If so, I would love to talk with you about it and discover how I can best help you. I'll create an in-depth analysis for you, comparing your current loan to several refinance options and taking into consideration your long and short-term plans. Then I'll make recommendations to you as to what I believe the best solution would be to accomplish your goals. I have more than 20 years' experience helping people obtain the best home loan possible, and I would love to help you too. Ready to explore your options? Then visit our website at lynchburglender.com to connect with me online, or you can call or text me directly at 434-238-8984. Again, that's online at lynchburglender.com, or call or text me at 434-238-8984.
Sherry Brady, NMLS ID 217258, Apex Home Loans, NMLS ID 2884, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Lunch at Trio Brick Oven Eatery blends taste and time. Trio's expansive lunch menu features tasty lunch items, including their sandwich salad and pizza salad combos. Half of Trio's club sandwich or Trio's brick oven pepperoni and cheese pizza served with a house or Caesar salad. Want to spice up lunch? Sink your teeth into the buffalo chicken wrap or spicy chicken sandwich. Blend taste and time with Trio's quick lunch menu. Call ahead for Trio to go or dine in at Trio Brick Oven Eatery on Route 221 in Forest.
It's time for your Morning Jam forecast, brought to you by WDBJ 7.
I'm meteorologist Brent Watts. Another hot afternoon with highs near 90 degrees. Overnight lows at 64 with clear skies. Lower humidity and cooler on Saturday with partly to mostly sunny conditions. 84 the high, lows in the mid-60s Saturday night. And on Sunday, we'll bring more clouds back in. Highs around 86 with about a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms.
Currently, it's like 1,000,000 degrees absolutely everywhere.
It is warm.
All right, it's not 1,000,000 degrees, but it's 82. I mean, it's been 80 since like 4:30.
I know. It's just odd.
It's 82 in Roanoke and Salem, 79 in Danville, 81 in Bedford, 82 in Lynchburg. So, yeah.
I don't have music for y'all stories, but
it's
I have.
too dang hot. That's all I know.
Hot town somewhere in the city.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you pull
packing
that
my
one
bags, getting dirty and gritty. How do you transition to that?
I don't know. Not very well, apparently.
Well, I have a story. It's an author talking about UFO sightings at Smith Mountain Lake. With Pentagon News releasing the UFO report, technically a UAP report on an unidentified aerial phenomenon, to a Congressional Intelligence Committee last month. There's one man who believes he should have been there and called for testimony. A prominent UFO researcher named Barry Copeland, who had an intimate UFO encounter at Smith Mountain Lake in the 1970s. He said, they should have called me, the author from Danville, Virginia.
Because we've talked about this guy before.
Yeah, we did. Because it was the awkward moment when he saw somebody
exactly
years later, and
he sent his wife over.
Yeah, to talk to another guy. Yeah, that was just a few weeks ago. So he said they should have called me, the author from Danville stated. Copeland has authored 2 memoirs on the subject, Why Won't They Believe Me and Close Encounter at Smith Mountain Lake, Virginia. My encounter was a very close encounter, Copeland said. The craft first appeared to me as a red dot in the sky. It was too distant to be the lights of Roanoke across the lake, but it was too low to be a star. So he continues to tell his story.
It's taken him a while to even get comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because some people would just blurt it out, and some would say, yeah, I think I told you. I had a friend that lived up in Maine, and he swears he saw something in the late 80s.
And he's probably hesitant to tell. And I think that's kind of when you can tell if it's legitimate.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it. They do think people are going to think they're nuts.
Yeah, and Matt might be listening, with one of his many microphones that are strategically placed around the world.
He says we're not bugged, but we totally are. More than 20 people from across Southside Virginia were arrested yesterday after a grand jury met in Martinsville and issued dozens of drug-related indictments earlier in the week. According to the Martinsville Police Department, the grand jury met and handed down 123 indictments on 27 people for crimes related to illegal drugs. However, the Martinsville Circuit Court sealed those indictments until the individuals could be arrested. Then on Thursday, members of the Martinsville Police Department, the Sheriff's Office, the Henry County Sheriff's Office, Virginia State Police, and the U.S. Marshals Service set out to make arrests in the narcotics warrants with some assistance from the Henry County 911 Center. 84 of those indictments have been served on 21 people, and indictments remain against 6 people, and those are still sealed.
Okay.
That's a lot of drugs right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
The Lynchburg Airport is not usually a place that you would necessarily consider a buzz with activity. It's a very small airport, got about 2 gates. But last night it saw a lot of action as there was a standoff that police had to get involved in. They blocked off all the entrances to the Lynchburg Regional Airport Thursday night after this incident. They were responding to a critical incident involving a nearby Hobby Lobby. I guess someone called regarding reports of a man who was suicidal. The caller told police that the man may have been armed. The police attempted to get in contact with the man, but he fled and then led them to the airport. They communicated with the man for about an hour before he was safely taken into custody. Apparently he was threatening the officers with a knife, but no firearm was located. And so the officers from the Virginia State Police and Campbell County assisted the Lynchburg Police Department with the standoff, and everyone is safe. The man is safe and the police officers. So it ended peacefully.
Yeah, awesome. So, insane radio deals. I want to just talk about it for a moment.
Okay.
I didn't notice the Crown Sterling icon there anymore because we sold out.
Yeah, all gone.
All gone.
Yep.
And we've got Any Day Outfitters, half price on their gift card, $50 gift card, $25. T4 Tactics, they've got their pepper spray workshop along with separately a T4 Tactics concealed weapons firearm safety class.
Yeah, so that gets you your concealed weapon. That gets you some time on the range with Marco, and really, really good. I mean, you're going to feel empowered and confident and responsible
that class
at the end
is
of that.
$89. It's down to $45. So that's basically half price.
Right.
And then the other one is $35 down to $18, the pepper spray. Chrome Auto Repair, they've got a $100 gift certificate down to $70. And then we've got a ton of Sequest stuff up there. I mean, a bunch of stuff. There's too many to mention.
Trio brick ovens on there.
Yep.
We have Gray's on 5th on there.
Crescent City Bourbon and Barbecue.
And
there's a few of those left.
We've been talking to a lot of listeners who've been taking advantage of some of these deals and really enjoying them. Thank you for supporting us by supporting Insane Radio Deals. That's how that works. You're supporting local businesses. One of them is ours. So that's a way for you to show your appreciation for the show, the radio station, and save some money as well.
InsaneRadioDeals.com. One word. InsaneRadioDeals.com. Pretty painless. I've done it a few times myself.
Yeah.
Benefited,
Absolutely.
saved some money. It's real money savings. You can see it right away.
Right.
I'm paying
That's
half
right.
price for a gift card. I mean, it's amazing. That's the case for some of our gift cards anyways.
So, have you heard of Mrs. Universe?
You mean like
It's a beauty pageant.
a beauty pageant, sure.
And of course, these are married women. Victoria Peterson, she has been crowned Mrs. Universe, very beautiful woman, and her platform is not one that you might think would be a winning one.
Okay.
By today's standards. Her platform is dedicated to orphans and widows, but especially focused on youth of the foster care system. She is pro-life. She has spoken out against abortion for preborn children at risk of entering foster care. She herself was only 12 years old when she entered foster care.
Oh, wow.
And she was 18 when she aged out of the system without an official adoption.
Okay.
And she really has found her way. She shares very openly about her traumatic journey through foster care into adulthood. But she's got a really remarkable story. And again, she's a very beautiful woman, but how refreshing is her story.
Yeah, that's really cool.
She was very impacted by a track coach.
Okay.
She says that she said that with the support of her coach, Scott Wichman, she was able in high school to focus on her schoolwork and running.
Okay.
So track was a big deal for her. Though she said she would have temper tantrums as a child and was a rule breaker, she says overall she was a pretty good kid. She was dedicated to academics and athletics, and I wanted to learn, and I knew if I were athletic, I couldn't get involved in substances, and I had seen how drugs had impacted other people.
Sure.
And she became so close to her coach that when she got married, he walked her down the aisle.
Oh, sweet. Oh, that's
She
nice.
said, I didn't have a lot of decent men in my life.
Right.
I had no idea he would impact my life the way he did. He became her father figure, coaching her to the podium of the Ohio State Track Championship 4 times.
Wow.
And welcoming her into his family, giving her his last name after she aged out of foster care.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's a really great.
I love that.
It's a great story. If
Yeah.
you get a chance, look up her story. I'm going to put a link to our Facebook page. She's a remarkable young woman sharing a remarkable story about someone who definitely beat the odds, and now she's out there speaking up for innocent children and for kids in the foster system. You know, people kind of have a stigma related to that.
Right.
And they
Sure.
just think if you're in the foster system, then you're just going to be a burden to society. Not always the case.
Sure.
For sure.
I love that.
So yeah, it's and we've talked with a lot of people here on the show, particularly when it comes to our nonprofit Fridays, who are dedicated to making sure that doesn't happen to our youth. And so it's a great story. Anyway, I've posted it on our Facebook page.
It's time for Janet's 5 and Dine on the Morning Jam. Give her 5 minutes and she'll give you some great inspiration for a delicious meal tonight.
So 5 and Dine is brought to you by F&L Market. They're on Memorial Avenue in Lynchburg, and they are locally owned, independently owned, and it's just a good old-fashioned grocery store that has everything you need, including a fantastic meat department. They are cutting and grinding fresh meats every single day. Today's recipe, well, we had to go with today's recipe. Why?
Because it's National Cheesecake Day.
It's National Cheesecake Day. So I had to give you a recipe for a New York cheesecake. This one is smaller than my mama's. My mama's had like 10 packages of cream cheese and 47 eggs and all this stuff. Not 47, but it had a lot. This one is not very difficult to make, but it is so delicious. You're going to start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees. A springform pan is really necessary to do a beautiful cheesecake. You're going to wrap the sides with large pieces of foil. In a medium bowl, you're going to make your choice of crumbs. They could be graham cracker or they could be vanilla wafer. I prefer the vanilla wafer just because that's what I grew up with. But you're going to make those into crumbs. You're going to mix those with sugar and melted butter, press them into the bottom of your pan, and bake it for about 9 minutes until it's golden brown. Then you're going to let it cool. While you're letting it cool, you're going to bring your oven temperature up to 425. And the other thing that it's important to remember when you're making a cheesecake is to bring the cream cheese and the eggs up to room temperature. That's kind of important to make sure you get a nice, smooth, creamy filling. You don't want any lumps or anything like that. So it's going to take 32 ounces of regular cream cheese at room temperature that you're going to mix with 1 1/8 cups of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 4 large eggs, plus an additional egg yolk, again at room temperature, and then a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, like a whipping cream, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, and the zest of 1 small lemon. It's going to get you about a teaspoon of zest. And you don't want to go with dried. You really want to get the zest from a fresh lemon for this particular recipe. So make sure you mix that until it's nice and smooth. You're going to pour it into your crust that is being cooled down. You're going to bake it for 10 minutes. Then you're going to drop that temperature down to 225 and bake it for another hour. You just need to check it. I've got all the instructions in the recipe how to make sure that that you're at a point where you want to turn that oven off, and then you just kind of prop the oven door open a little bit and let it cool down. It's going to take about another hour before you can take it out of the oven. Okay. So it is a longer process, but
well worth the wait.
It's so worth the wait, and it is really delicious. You want to see this recipe, just go to Facebook, type in Janet's Five and Dine, and you'll see that and all the recipes that we share here on the show. This one is a really good one. We're celebrating National Cheesecake Day with my recipe for New York cheesecake. Check it out, and be sure to go by and thank the folks at F&L Market for helping us bring you Five and Dine. F&L Market, where their meats are a cut above.
Before you fire up the coffee maker, turn on the Morning Jam with Janet and Mark on the Virginia Talk Radio Network.
I come from a long line of Southern cooks, and one thing my mama always told me was ingredients matter. That's why I trust the experienced butchers at F&L Market, Lynchburg's only locally and family-owned independent grocery store. Their staff cuts and grinds fresh meats daily and will offer you the personal service you desire for everyday meals or special occasions. This week at F&L Market, keep that summertime grilling going with family pack ground beef, $2.79 a pound. Family pack ribeye steaks are $9.99 a pound. Save on Philly Gourmet Angus beef patties for $5.99 for a 24-ounce pack. Large size Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce is 2 for $4. Sweeten things up with Duncan Hines cake mix, just 99 cents. Stop by F&L Market today, 2517 Memorial Avenue, Lynchburg. Their meat is a cut above.
So Colt from We Fix Stupid Computers stopping by the studio. Colt, we wanted to talk about how important backing up your data is, whether it's on an external hard drive or a server or the cloud. Things have changed a lot in the last few years where you can put your information and even have it encrypted.
You can back up your data, you can back up your spreadsheets, your documents, your pictures, and music, but if your system fails, your computer's going to have to be reloaded, and then you have to copy your data back, and that can be pretty daunting. So sometimes imaging is a good good solution that grabs everything, a snapshot of your system the way it is now, and then you can put that hard drive away. If the hard drive dies, you can pull it out, pop it in, and away you go. We always sit down with the person and say, what are your goals? What are you trying to achieve at the end?
Colt and his team are always ready to help. They're located in Forest at 14690 Forest Road. They can also be reached by phone 434-525-8590. Or check them out on the web, wefixstupidcomputers.com.
Make a lasting impression. Lunch at the Crown Sterling, Lynchburg's crown jewel dining establishment, is the best way to make a lasting impression, whether that's businesses or catching up with someone important. Every dish on the Crown Sterling's lunch menu is $12 and under, and still features signature sandwiches, handcrafted burgers, and other specialty items, with a salad bar that's now open. Make a lasting impression at the Crown Sterling, serving lunch weekdays 11:30 to 2 p.m. and dinner every Monday through Saturday.
If you are the owner or CEO of a company and want to have access to the 14th ranked golf course in the state of Virginia by Golf Digest, you will want to listen carefully to this offer. My name is Jacob Mess, and I'm the head golf professional at Poplar Grove Golf Club. Did you know that Poplar Grove is now offering corporate memberships for a limited time? That's right, your company can now include you and up to 3 of your top employees on one membership. For more information, check out our website, poplargrovegolf.com. We're Poplar Grove Golf Club. Have you seen us lately?
Here's a question I get a lot. Hey, Jeff, that's not your real voice, is it? Oh, no, of course not. My real voice makes me sound like a woman, so I use this manly one instead. Yeah, if I were using my real voice, you'd be thinking, hey, look, Ellen really let herself go. One time, somebody actually asked me if I were a woman who had surgery to become a man. I said no, but if I were, I'd ask for my money back. What woman wants to pay to become a man who's less manly than the woman she used to be?
It's very complicated.
How do you track that?
Very, very complicated.
I don't know how to track that.
You know, and we play a lot of really great comedians. I think they're really funny people here on Fridays. But a lot of comedians are saying that they are having to pay a price for being true to their voice when it comes to their comedy.
That's just insane.
Tim Allen had a tweet this week where he says, doing a river trip in Pennsylvania, heading up to Michigan for 2 sold-out stand-up performances at the Traverse City Opera House. Very nervous as I've been off stage for over a year, wondering if government agents will be policing comedy from the back of the house.
Well, I mean,
he got canceled. Mm-hmm. His show got canceled, and then was brought back again.
Right.
But I mean, there's a lot of comedians out there who are saying that they're being blacklisted by Hollywood.
Yeah.
One comedian, Adam Carolla, says he's been blacklisted, and it's a small price to pay for free speech.
Yeah. He's pretty articulate. He's on some of the Fox shows. I mean, he's a conservative, and I don't know if he was always a conservative, but
Well, I think he probably kept a lot of that to himself, probably.
Yeah.
But he says, he is joining a growing list of comedians who are speaking out against cancel culture right now.
Dan Bongino is doing a special, and Carolla's on there, along with a bunch of other faces that you would recognize of people that have been canceled.
Yeah. And, he slams actors and California politicians, calling them cowards. He says they play heroes, but they're cowards. They're soft. They're weak. They go along with anything. They all live under the rule of Gavin Newsom. He's ruining most of our lives. He pointed out that Reed Hastings, the CEO of Netflix, donated $3 million to stop the recall of Newsom.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
And he goes, I'm not going to have any documentaries on Netflix anytime soon or at Sundance. But he says it's really important to stay true to who you are and what you believe in. He said, I'm a comedian. I have to say what I feel like needs to be to be said. And he said he didn't take the harsh treatment from critics personally. They know I'm not going to apologize.
Yeah.
I told them I wouldn't apologize a long time ago. He said basically they leave me alone now. But he says he believes cancel culture will eventually end, but it's going to take a collective effort.
Yeah.
He said until people stand up, the only end is people standing up and ignoring it or pushing back, then it'll go away immediately. But as long as we listen to these idiots and apologize, it's never going to go away. That's true.
Yeah. Canceled in the USA by Dan Bongino. It's streaming now on Fox Nation for those of you that would be interested in maybe learning more about that.
I mean, it's where we are right now, it seems like.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I don't really get it. But
well, I don't know. It's just...
So here's a new, there's some weird trends that came up during COVID.
Okay.
Here's
game.
one that I just don't get. Apparently, there is something called a tea bag challenge.
Okay.
Have y'all heard of this?
No.
This is where you use a vehicle to drop a tea bag into a glass of hot water.
So, okay, where's the glass of hot water at the time?
It's on a traffic cone.
Okay. So you have to drive by and drop it
The
off.
video shows him backing up a truck to the site at which the glass was placed and lowering his suspension to make the tea bag tied to the back of the vehicle drop into the water. He's been driving a truck for 30 years, said it was a challenging feat. I had to pull out all the stops and really get past the traffic cone without disturbing it, and yet drop the tea bag directly into the hot water. In that scenario, you only have to get very slightly off track and you lose it.
So you have to be in a vehicle that you can lower the suspension?
I guess.
Interesting.
He says he's been getting friend requests from China, Japan, Austria, Italy, and Norway. I'm still stunned at the reception. It's getting a little bit out of hand now. So this has gone viral.
Interesting.
I'm going to put it on our Facebook page.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I mean, the man has skills. There's no doubt about it.
Huh.
I mean, he's not as skilled a truck driver as President Biden.
President Biden, of course, yeah.
But, I mean, come on, man.
But who is?
I know, Kaylee, right? Who is? And nobody, it's amazing to me that nobody is talking about it. And the man claimed to be an 18-wheeler truck driver. It's just laughable.
Okay, you got me going on this.
Yeah.
This teabag thing.
Right.
I'm looking at the video.
You think you could do it?
I don't. I mean, okay. What happened is. Okay, let me. I have to fast forward it here before the show's over.
I posted it to our Facebook page so people can go and look at it.
Wow, this guy has it tied to his mud flap.
I mean, it's impressive.
And it's at the end of the trailer.
I mean, I wouldn't drink the tea,
gosh.
But
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's going up and down, dipping it several times.
Well, you got to steep the tea, Mark.
Well, I know.
I mean, golly.
I mean, with an 18-wheeler?
I mean, what are we, barbarians? Golly.
Oh, Lordy.
You guys have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Make today awesome. We'll do it again, like Janet said, Monday. Until then, have some tea.